Thank you for your service and the sacrifices you and your family has endured. There is no amount of repayment worthy of the contributions you have voluntarily made on our behalf. Throughout this session, you'll be introduced to resources, tools, and a network of professionals available to help you prepare for the journey back to civilian life. The key to a successful transition rests with your strategic planning for the journey ahead. This session will cover your pre-separation transition checklist. You should have already received your DD-2648 or DD-2648-1 from your transition coordinator. If you have not yet received it, you can download it from the Marine Corps Community Services Miramar link you see on the slide in front of you. Reservists must use the DD-2648-1, and all others are required to complete the DD-2648. You will turn this completed document in during the transition seminar, and you will receive back a signed copy verifying your attendance. So let's get started. The DD-2648 is a 5-page document. Starting on page 1, in Block 1A, enter your last name. Enter your first name in Block 1B, and then enter your middle initial in 1C. In Block 2, enter your Social Security number, your full Social Security number without dashes. In Block 3, enter your military pay grade without dashes. In Block 4, enter your date of birth in the year, month, day format. Here's an example of what those 4 blocks should look like. Moving on, in Block 5, select your service by marking the appropriate box with an X. Block 5A, if you're filling out the 2648-1, Block 5A does not apply. If you're filling out the DD-2648, select one component or status by marking the appropriate box with an X. In Block 6, you need to complete it with the physical location at which you will be attending your GPS transition seminar. For example, if you were to attend the seminar at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar, you would fill out Block 6 as you see on the slide. Also, write in your unit next to the duty station block. In Block 7, enter your numerical date of separation in the year, month, and day format without dashes. If you're pending a new EAS and don't yet have it, just use the EAS that is on your ID card. Block 7A, please select one block by marking the appropriate block with an X. This is an example of those boxes filled out. Moving on, in Block 8, date checklist is prepared. If your unit transition coordinator has already entered a date, leave it as is. If not, just enter today's date. In Block 8A, place an X in this box only if you have less than 89 days remaining on active duty before separation or retirement. In Block 9, is your spouse or family member present during the pre-separation counseling? Please select one by marking the appropriate box with an X. Block 9A, are you willing to be contacted after separation or retirement regarding the value of the transition assistance programs and services you received? Select one by marking the appropriate box with an X. At this point, please take a minute to enter your first name, last name, middle initial, and full Social Security number on pages 2 through 5. Those items will be located at the top of each of those pages. Here's an example of the remainder of page 1 filled out. Blocks 10 through Block 28. You're going to select yes or no by marking the appropriate box with an X. If available, your spouse will select yes or no by marking the appropriate box with an X. If the box is grayed out, no selection is required. By selecting yes, you mean that you will seek more information from the agency in the referred to column on the right. Let's start our pre-separation counseling. Block number 10, effects of a career change. The purpose of this section is to help you and your spouse develop an awareness of the possible effects of career changes. Your military career has been both challenging and rewarding, and you should be proud of your accomplishments. Now you are ready for a new career and you face new challenges as a civilian. Because you want to be confident the decisions you make about your future are the right ones, you may experience stress or anxiety as a result of change, problems, and even opportunities. As you make your transition to civilian life, you need to identify the indications of stress in yourself and implement the coping techniques that work best for you. Some of the indicators of stress are constant fatigue, headaches, trouble sleeping or sleeping too much, stomach problems, feeling nervous, and a desire to be alone. If you just can't seem to move forward, consider seeking assistance. Everyone knows that changing careers is a stressful undertaking, perhaps even more so for those who have been in the military for many years. You not only leave the military, but along with that, you leave a large portion of your family. As a service member, you have worked for many years to proudly achieve your current rank or grade. However, upon leaving the armed forces, you leave this rank or grade behind. It's unfortunate, but it is a reality. The civilian world, for the most part, does not recognize the title you legitimately earned. Some people transition and adjust to life easily. Transition can be traumatic and stressful, but it also opens up a whole new range of possibilities. If you approach your transition as an opportunity to grow, you have already taken a giant step toward reframing your identity. Now is a good time to begin to think about the changes that lie ahead and plan for dealing with stress before it becomes a reality. I want to provide some helpful resources for your transition. Be reassured that there are many professionals available for you to speak with, and many agencies exist to help you with your transition and the stress you may experience. Marine and Family Services have programs and counselors to assist you and your family members in seeking employment in government and the private sector, in addition to counseling, job listings, career workshops, resume writing, reference libraries, training, and a job search assistance, all with the goal of helping you and your family in your transition. Congress established the provision for readjustment counseling through vet centers as a service available to you and your family after the military. Know that vet centers are not the same as VA medical centers. These centers are staffed with professionals experienced and trained in providing mental health and readjustment counseling to veterans. Another useful resource is Military OneSource, which is a service that provides immediate information concerning support available at the installation or in the community. Military and veteran service organizations are also good resources for assistance and guidance. Also, check into your local community's social service agencies, support groups, and self-help books. Block 11A, the U.S. Department of Labor sponsored Transition Assistance Employment Workshops and service-sponsored transition workshops and seminars. The purpose of this section is to make you aware of the TAP and DOL Employment Workshop and how this program can greatly benefit you. This workshop provides information on various job search techniques, labor market information, resume and interview skills, and much more. It will also help with individual transition planning, employment assistance, small business information, priority of service for veterans and Department of Labor programs, and many other services. Block 11B, Verification of Military Experience and Training, the VMET, or DD Form 2586. The purpose of the VMET section is to inform you of how to obtain your VMET and how to use this document. It's a smart move to download your VMET as soon as you have decided to leave the service. We recommend that you have the form at least 120 days before your separation date. Although the VMET is not an official transcript, the document can assist you by verifying the type of military experience and training you received to potential employers. It will also help as you write resumes, interview for jobs, negotiate credits at schools, and obtain licenses and certificates. Additionally, the VMET can be useful in discussing civilian occupations related to your military service. VMET helps you translate military terminology and training into civilian terms and establishes your capabilities with prospective employers. It can also be beneficial if you apply to a college or a vocational institute. Missing information on members currently serving may be added by visiting your local IPAC and submitting proper documentation.
Civilian occupations corresponding to military occupations, ONET, 11C. ONET is the nation's primary source of occupational information. The ONET database contains information on hundreds of different occupations, describes job functions, what tools are used in specific jobs, the knowledge, skill, and abilities required for the position, and the type of training and education required. ONET also contains career exploration tools and a set of valuable assessment instruments for veterans and students looking to find or change careers. These tools include an ability, interest, and work importance profiler. In addition, it helps with identifying industry standard keywords you can use when writing your resume. This database is available to you at no cost and is continually updated. ONET has a section entitled mynextmove.org. This site is useful for researching potential occupations. If you go to this site, you can browse careers by MOS, search by keywords, and even find a career you never imagined. For more information, visit the websites shown on the slide. Licensing, Certification, and Apprenticeship, 11C1. Credentialing is the umbrella term for licenses and certifications. Some federal, state, or local laws may require specific credentials to legally perform certain jobs. Employers also may choose to hire only employees who have specific credentials or offer to pay those employees more. Having those credentials may improve your prospects for promotion. Credentialed service members demonstrate to prospective civilian employers that their skills are on par with their civilian peers. Governmental agencies, federal, state, or local, grant licenses to individuals to practice a specific occupation, such as a medical license for doctors. State or federal laws or regulations define the standards that individuals must meet to become licensed. For these types of professions, licenses are typically mandatory. Certifications are different. Non-governmental agencies, associations, and even private sector companies may grant certificates to individuals who meet predetermined qualification. Certification is typically an optional credential, although some state licensure boards and some employers may require certification. For many occupations, more than one organization may offer certifications. Be aware that licenses and certifications can be expensive. You may be able to use your GI Bill to help with the cost of credentialing. The VA's website includes information on eligibility for these benefit programs, as well as documents and forms which will aid veterans, family members, and school officials. Many veterans leave the military with a lot of skills and experience, qualifying them for comparable civilian occupations, sometimes with little or no additional training. Check with your particular occupation's professional organization to learn about their credentialing requisites. You'll have a clear advantage of having your licenses and certifications in order when applying for jobs. The DOL's Career One-Stop website will help you explore credentialing requirements for various career opportunities. This section of the website has information on licenses, certificates, apprenticeships, and other resources. For more information, refer to the website on the slide in front of you. U.S. Army Credentialing Online, 11C1B. Credentialing Opportunities Online, also called COOL, originally designed for Army personnel, explains how you can meet civilian certification and license requirements related to your MOS. Although intended for soldiers, you will see by the job titles listed you can more than likely find a similar occupation to your own. You can use this site to identify licenses and certifications relevant to MOSs and learn how to fill gaps between military training and experience and civilian credentialing requirements. Credentialing requirement information is available only for enlisted and warrant officer MOSs. U.S. MAP 11C1C. U.S. MAP is a program for service members who are serving in the Marine Corps, Coast Guard, or Navy that allow you to have the opportunity to complete different civilian apprenticeship elements required under civilian apprenticeship programs. This program is a valuable tool allowing you to use current experience while gaining ground on requirements for civilian apprenticeship programs. Recipients receive a nationally recognized certificate acknowledged and accepted by many companies and organizations throughout the U.S. Participation in the U.S. MAP does not require you to make any off-duty investment of hours. The apprenticeship program is a structured, formal training program. To apply, you need to send an application to U.S. MAP. Once your application has been processed, you will receive instructional materials on how to record your hours toward completion of the program. Dantes, 11C1D. Dantes has traditional and non-traditional education opportunities, and you can see a few examples of these on the slide. Dantes is the home of the College Level Examination Program, also known as CLEP, and the Service Member Opportunity College, or SOC. CLEP provides students of any age with the opportunity to demonstrate college-level achievement through a program of exams in undergraduate college courses. There are 2,900 colleges that grant credit and/or advanced standing for CLEP exams. By taking one or more CLEP exams, students can get college credit for what they already know, saving tuition dollars and time while also satisfying a proficiency requirement. SOC was created in 1972 to provide educational opportunities to service members who, because they frequently moved from place to place, had trouble completing college degrees. Today, SOC is a consortium of more than 1,800 colleges and universities that provides educational opportunities for service members and their families. Interested military students must first enroll into an associate, bachelor, or graduate level degree program at a participating college. These degree programs are accessible at installations worldwide. Within each curriculum or degree network, member colleges agree to accept each other's credits and transfer. They can take courses via distance learning method using the internet, correspondence, computer, or video. The last item I want to discuss is the Dantes Subject Standardized Tests, or DSST program. This is an extensive series of examinations in college subjects that are comparable to the final or end-of-course examination in undergraduate courses. The American Council on Education, or ACE, recommends 3 semester hours of credit per test. Dantes funds DSST testing for eligible service members and personnel at Dantes military test centers. Navy Cool 11C1E. The Navy Cool website is designed for Navy personnel. Similar to Army Cool, it explains how you can meet civilian certification and license requirements related to your rating, job, designator, and occupation. For more information, visit the website on the slide. TurboTap 11D1/2. TurboTap.org hosts the DoD Career Decision Toolkit, which allows individuals to experience interactive assessments, teaching and training tools, plus thousands of resources designed to assist military personnel and family members plan a successful transition from military service. The site also provides registration for virtual learning opportunities on a multitude of transition-related topics. State Job Boards 11D3. Each state has a state job board. These job boards, which are typically electronic, have job postings and are found on the specific state website. Employers can search for job applicants using their state site, and you can post your information, such as a job experience profile and/or resume, directly on most state job board sites. To find your state job board, visit the Career One Stop website. Real Lifelines 11D4. Developed by DOL's Veterans Employment and Training Service, also known as VETS, the Real Lifelines Advisor provides valuable information and access to contact information for one-on-one employment assistance and online resources to assist wounded and injured transitioning service members and veterans in their reintegration into the civilian workforce. Although the site was primarily intended for use by wounded and injured transitioning service members, it is available to all veterans. Public and Community Service Opportunities, PACS 11E. In planning for your transition options, consider nonprofit, public and community service organizations such as schools, hospitals, law enforcement agencies, social service agencies, and many more for employment opportunities. These possibilities may include efforts to tutor children and adults, rehabilitate housing for low-income families, immunize children against preventable diseases, respond to natural disasters, mentor young people, help persons with disabilities and the elderly maintain their independence, and manage after-school programs for social and academic enrichment. More information can be obtained from the website in front of you. Troops to Teachers 11F. Troops to Teachers offers military personnel, either active or reserve, assistance in pursuing a new career in public education as teachers. Pending appropriations, qualified personnel may be eligible for a stipend to help pay for the cost of a teacher certification program or receive a bonus to teach in high-needs school district. If you are interested in teaching at a vocational or technical school, then you will need to have a minimum of 1 year of college or the equivalent with 6 years of experience in a vocational or technical field. This is also required if you are interested in instructing at the secondary level. Financial assistance is available to certain military personnel. Troops to Teachers also have a hire and advance program for eligible service members up to 3 years before they retire or separate from active duty.
Block 11G, Federal Employment Opportunities. Another option available to you after you leave the service is working for the federal government. let's spend a moment discussing the information you need to know about federal employment opportunities. There are three main ways to acquire a federal position: merit promotion, special hiring authorities, and competitive appointment. The first one we will discuss is the Merit Promotion Access Method, which is through the Veterans Employment and Opportunities Act, otherwise known as VEOA. Veterans have access to merit promotion positions through VEOA. How this works is that a veteran can apply to a merit promotion announcement that is open to candidates outside the agency, but not open to the general public like a competitive appointment. Thus, the veteran competes against other prior civil service candidates only. To be eligible, you must have separated under honorable conditions and be a preference eligible or veteran separated after substantially completing 3 years of a continuous active duty service. If you are interested and eligible for this access program, you should seek out agency merit promotion announcements open to candidates outside the agency. Applications should be submitted directly to the agency. In order to receive preference for a federal job, you must have been discharged or released from active duty in the armed forces under honorable conditions. A point system is used to determine veterans' hiring preference. The 5-point preference. 5 points are given to honorably separated veterans who have served more than 180 consecutive days of active duty before October 14, 1976, or during any war or expedition for which a campaign badge has been authorized, and served continuously for 24 months or the full period called or ordered to active duty. 10-point preference. 10 points are given to disabled veterans and veterans who are awarded the Purple Heart and honorably separated. The point system program is administered by the Office of Personnel Management. The VA issues letters to OPM indicating the degree of disability for veterans' preference purposes. If you are still currently in the service, you could qualify for 5 preference points on the information that is contained in your application. To be entitled to preference, you must produce a DD-214 prior to applying for this program. Military retirees who are at or above the rank of major are not entitled to preference unless they are a 30% or more disabled veteran. You need to check with a local Human Resources Department or visit the Office of Personnel Management to determine if you are preference eligible. Block 11G5, Office of Personnel Management, Special Hiring Authorities. Another non-competitive appointment is the Special Appointing Authority for Veterans. Eligibility under these types of special authorities gives you a very significant advantage over others because you do not compete outside the special authority category. For example, say an agency has 2 candidates qualified for a particular position. The agency can simply appoint the eligible veteran using a special hiring authority to the position for which the veteran is qualified. Use of these special authorities is up to the discretion of the agency. To receive special appointing authorities, you must have been discharged or released from active duty under honorable conditions. VRA. The Veterans Recruitment Appointment, otherwise known as VRA, is a special authority where agencies can appoint an eligible veteran without open competition. Here's how it works. Any military service is considered qualifying for GS-3 or equivalent. To be eligible for VRA, veterans may be appointed to any position they are qualified for, up to GS-11 or equivalent. If the veteran has 2 years of satisfactory employment, the veteran is then converted to a career conditional job. Note, however, that a veteran may be given a non-competitive temporary or term appointment based on VRA eligibility. If you are 30% or more disabled, you may be given a temporary or term position for which you are qualified. Unlike VRA, however, there is no grade limitation. If you then have a satisfactory performance, you may be converted at any time to a career conditional appointment. Block 11G1, USA Jobs. USA Jobs is the official job site of the United States federal government. It serves as the Office of Personnel Management website. With this website, you can search for federal jobs, verify if you qualify for veteran preference points, and other federal benefit programs. It also includes helpful information on how to submit an application packet. Block 11G2, Go Defense. If you are interested in a career in national defense, this website will be very helpful. It includes employment from entry-level to executive positions, as well as non-appropriated fund jobs. In addition, this website has links to the Department of Defense agency websites. Block 11G4, Veterans Federal Procurement Opportunities. This section of the checklist will be beneficial if you are interested in starting your own business. In 1999, the Small Business Development Act set an annual government-wide goal that for each fiscal year, 3% of all prime contract or subcontract awards should be given to small businesses owned and controlled by service-disabled veterans. This automatically gives you an advantage over other small businesses when competing for government contracts. In addition, there is an executive order which requires federal procurement officials and prime contractors to provide small businesses owned and controlled by veterans or service-disabled veterans with the maximum possible opportunity to participate in the performance of contracts awarded by any federal agency involving subcontracts. In addition, there is an executive order which requires federal procurement officials and prime contractors to provide small businesses owned and controlled by veterans or service-disabled veterans with the maximum possible opportunity to participate in the performance of contracts awarded by any federal agency, including subcontracts. To find the competitive procurement announcements, visit www.fbo.gov. Before award of a contract, the veteran-owned company must be registered in the System for Award Management at www.sam.gov. Block 11H, Hiring Preference in Non-Appropriated Fund Jobs. The purpose of this section is to let you know if you might be eligible for a one-time preference for a non-appropriated fund job, otherwise known as NAF. NAF jobs are found on military installations as well as at Departments of Transportation and Veterans Affairs activities. NAF positions are filled by employees who work in trades, crafts, or manual labor. They can be skilled, semi-skilled, or unskilled, and may even be foremen or supervisors. How do you determine if you're eligible for these hiring preferences? You need one of the following. You are involuntarily separated and have an honorable discharge. You are separating with a special separation benefit, or you're separating with a voluntary separation incentive. Keep in mind that this is a one-time preference for you and your family members for NAF positions you or they are qualified to perform. Block 11I, State Employment Agencies. Once you leave the military, there are state employment agencies to assist you in finding a job, but they provide a lot more. The state employment agencies and one-stop career centers have veteran employment representatives specifically there to assist you in a wide range of employment issues. The Disabled Veteran Outreach Program exclusively serves veterans. Their main focus is on veterans who have barriers to employment and are in need of intensive services. There are also local veterans employment representatives who also only work with veterans. They provide employment, training, and placement services directly to veterans. Local veterans employment representatives also conduct employer outreach. Block 11I-1, Career One-Stop Centers. Let's now talk about where the veterans representatives are located. One-stop career centers are designed to provide a full range of assistance to any and all job seekers. One-stop career centers were established under a program called the Workforce Investment Act, WIA. The centers offer employment-related services where you can visit a center in person or in most states connect to the center's information through the internet. Some of the reasons for visiting a one-stop are that it connects you to employment, education, and training services provided through local, state, and federal programs. These centers are a statewide network and offer a variety of services. Block 11I-2, the Workforce Investment Act, WIA. The purpose of this section is to make you aware of the training opportunities available through the Workforce Investment Act. The Workforce Investment Act is administered by the U.S. Department of Labor and focuses on preparing individuals entering the workforce. Local boards determine the areas needed for training and employment. Customers who take advantage of WIA choose the training programs that best benefits their personal situation and control their own career development by accessing core employment services. Core services are available to all adults with no eligibility requirements. Intensive services are available for unemployed individuals who are not able to find jobs through core services alone. WIA services and information are available through the One-Stop Career Centers. Block 11J1, the Small Business Administration and the SBA Patriot Express Loan. The purpose of this block is to explain the Small Business Administration and the National Veterans Business Development Corporation. The SBA provides specific programs for veterans, service-disabled veterans, and Reserve and National Guard members, and they offer a full range of entrepreneurial support programs to every American, including veterans. The Patriot Express Loan Initiative. There are several financial assistance and loan programs through the SBA. The most popular program for military personnel is the Patriot Express Loan. The Patriot Express Loan is designed to support and assist those in the military community wanting to establish or expand their small businesses. This loan is offered by SBA's network of participating lenders nationwide and features a fast turnaround time for loan approvals by streamlining documentation and processing. Loans are available to businesses where the veteran is at least 51% owner. The loan amount is up to $500,000. SBA's maximum guarantee of up to 85% is for loans of $150,000 or less, and up to 75% for loans of over $150,000 and up to $500,000. For loans above $350,000, lenders are required to take all available collateral. The Patriot Express loan can be used for most business purposes, including startup, expansion, equipment purposes, working capital, inventory, or business-occupied real estate purposes. Patriot Express loans feature SBA's lowest interest rates for businesses, generally 2.25% to 4.75% over prime, depending upon the size and maturity of the loan. The local SBA district office will have a listing of Patriot Express lenders in the area.
National Veterans Business Development Corporation, 11J2. The National Veterans Business Development Corporation is a congressionally mandated program which started in 2001 to achieve compliance with the 3% goal of procurement for disabled veterans. For more information on this corporation, refer to the websites provided. Information on employment and reemployment rights and obligations, USERRA, for active duty service members, 11K. USERRA protects civilian job rights and benefits for veterans and members of reserve components. Let's say, for example, you leave your job to join the military, or you are called up for active duty in the Guard or Reserves and need to leave your job. When you return, you may have reemployment rights to your job with that employer. You need to know that USERRA clearly establishes that reemployment protection does not depend on the timing, frequency, duration, or nature of your service as long as the basic eligibility criteria are met. USERRA also provides that returning service members are reemployed in the job that they would have attained had they not been absent for military service. It's called the escalator principle, and they are hired back with the same seniority, status, and pay, as well as other rights and benefits determined by seniority. The law requires that reasonable efforts, such as training or retraining, may be made to enable the returning service members to refresh or upgrade his or her skills to help them qualify for reemployment. The period an individual has to make application for reemployment or report back to work after military service is based on time spent on military duty. USERRA also requires that service members provide advance written or verbal notice to their employers for all military duty unless giving the employer notice is impossible, unreasonable, or precluded by military necessity. The DOL Vets provides assistance to all persons having claims under USERRA. Priority of service, 11L. Priority of service means that you, as a veteran and eligible spouses, are given priority over other non-covered or ineligible persons for any DOL-funded program. That means any employment, training, and placement services available through the DOL. Should you go to a one-stop office, you would go to the head of the line. If the resources are limited, lack of training dollars for instance, you would receive access to those services instead of other applicants. The workforce system and other DOL programs must enable veterans and eligible spouses to identify themselves at the point of entry to the system or program, and must be given the opportunity to take full advantage of the priority. U.S. Department of Education Federal Aid Programs, 14B. The federal aid program authorized under the Higher Education Act includes grants, loans, and work-study programs. These federally funded loan programs partner up with post-secondary schools and financial institutions to help provide money for college to eligible students and families. It is important to note that veterans' educational benefits can still be used in conjunction with federal student aid. Additionally, there is a Veterans Upward Bound program available to help you refresh your academic skills so you can successfully complete your college program. Continued Healthcare Benefits Program, 16A. The Continued Healthcare Benefits Program is a temporary health care coverage that you are eligible to purchase for a period of 18 months, including pre-existing conditions coverage. This program is premium-based healthcare that is similar to, but not part of, TRICARE and is administered by Humana Military Healthcare Services. This program extends healthcare coverage to you when you lose your military benefits. It is available to you and your family, certain unremarried former spouses, and children who lose military coverage. To obtain this coverage, you must enroll and pay premiums to the CHCBP within 60 days after your separation from active duty, if you don't have TAMP benefits, or the loss of eligibility for military health care. Many employer programs require continuous health care coverage or may deny coverage for pre-existing conditions. By purchasing CHCBP, it acts as a bridge between military health benefits and a new job's medical benefits to provide you and your family continuous medical coverage. 2-year commissary and exchange privileges, 22. If you are involuntarily separated under honorable conditions before December 31st, 2012, you will be able to maintain commissary and PX privileges for 2 years, just as if you remained on active duty. A temporary ID card will be issued to you upon separation, which will provide you with this access. Legal assistance, 23. Take advantage of the free legal assistance offered by your base legal assistants prior to separation from your service. You can get contracts reviewed, update your will and trust, obtain powers of attorney or other legal services at no cost. Contact your base legal office for more assistance. Post-government employment, 24. Did you work in awarding or servicing military contracts within civilian contractors during your time in the military? If you did, there may be a chance that you fall under a 1-year, 2-year, or lifetime ban from employment with a civilian contractor with whom you had conducted business. If you believe this rule may apply to you, visit the base legal office and request a written opinion regarding your eligibility for employment with the contractor. Individual Transition Plan, 25. You are entitled to receive assistance with your ITP and will be provided time to work on it during your transition seminar, in addition to attending the ITP webinar. For Block 25A, select Yes or No for you and your spouse. For Block 25B, please mark all that apply. Language Skills, Regional Expertise, 26. If you have critical language skills or regional expertise, the DoD or other federal agencies may want to contact you during a time of need, crisis, or national emergency. In Block 26A, please mark if you do or do not desire to be contacted by the DoD. For Block 26B, please select if you do or do not desire for the DoD to share your information with other federal agencies. Counseling date, 27. Did you mark 8A on page 1? If so, please check the appropriate reason for attending the transition seminar with less than 89 days until your EAS. Should you select Other, please provide justification. Acknowledgement, 28. Please sign and date the 2648 in Blocks 28A and B. Your UTC will complete Blocks C and D. In their absence, the transition team can complete this section for you. DD 2648 items covered during the GPS seminar. You will notice we did not cover the DD 2648 items shown on this slide. That is because they will be briefed in depth during the transition seminar. You are encouraged to take time now to check yes or no in these blocks if you desire more information. What's next? That's it! Thank you for taking the time to attend your pre-separation counseling. At this time, check over your DD 2648 to ensure you completed it accurately. Is your name and full social at the top of each page? Did you sign and date page 5? If you are a reservist, did you use a DD 2648-1? Please bring your DD 2648 and all 3 certificate of completions for the webinars to class with you. The transition staff will collect them and return them to you once you have completed the seminar. We look forward to seeing you.